What is up, guys? We are over on World Flipper today, and before we hop into this Neon Skyline Part 2, and I talk about all of this stuff that's going on, I just want to thank you guys. I went on today, and I saw that I have almost hit 500 subscribers, which is insane to me. I started doing this literally back in October of this year, and I was hoping that maybe at one point in the future, like 10 people would stop by and think it was cool to hang out with me and watch my videos. And there's freaking 500 of you guys that have shown up, shown your support, kept me motivated to do these videos. It is phenomenal. So thank you. It's crazy to me. It is the coolest thing to see people enjoy what I'm doing. And so continuing making these videos is something that I have just been looking forward to doing every single day. And I just wanted to say thank you. So happy holidays. And I'm going to hop into the Skyline stuff. Enough of that. Part 2 of the Skyline event unlocked, which brought along the new gacha item boxes where you can trade that currency you've been farming into and get some more stuff. And it also got 2 more boss fights, which is a different fight from the first boss. So that's what I want to cover today pretty much. If we go ahead and look at the gacha portal, box C unlocked and box D. I have box D here. I finished box C. Box C has the character Love. Love is the free-to-play dark 4-star. Covered her in my part 1 video. She is fantastic. It is a free-to-play unit that is amazing. You don't have to be upset that they just handed out a crappy free-to-play unit and it sucks. She is beyond good. She's actually on the team that I'm going to show you here in a little bit that I'm using to farm this event out. They do have extra souls for the Poistron shooter, so you guys can kind of spread those souls around and use them how you'd like. They have a 10-time ticket for both the gacha unit summon and the armament portal. So, I mean, this last box here, box D, has so much stuff. I mean, I've been pulling on it, and as you can see, nothing says sold out. It still is just plenty of mats, plenty of mana board materials to farm out and upgrade your units. And you do get the weapon to drop from the boss, so I want to go back and go over what that entails. The 5-star dark weapon is in the boss drop. So if we take a look at the Mother Love Godly, you go here, you get the currency as the first drop here, the main drop, and then you also have a chance at grabbing the 24/7 staff, and this is the staff that kind of pairs and pairs with what Love does. Farm that out, get it done. I think I'm missing 1 copy. I'm curious now. Yeah, so these do drop quite frequently. I just need 1 more. But for this boss battle, people have been trying to take in their like quick little Wanpan teams. Some are surviving. I have played with players who have taken in off element teams in here and they have survived and they've actually helped out and done damage, but it's very rare. I've seen people come in with like multi-ball fire. They come in with some form of Murakumo team and they're dead in like 30 seconds. They're just gone. And it's now a 2-player dungeon and then the second player dies and I'm all by myself and I'm sad. And sometimes I've gone through, but it turns into like a 6-minute run because I'm by myself and it sucks. So this is a definitely more element focused boss fight. So what I'm running currently for this fight, it's actually a variation on the Turgis team that I did a little bit ago. If you haven't seen my Turgis direct attack team with Shiwei, put the link up here somewhere so you guys can check that out. But I did modify it a little bit. I'm actually using Love from the box C of the gacha little summoning box. I put her on this team. So before we had the Turgis Shiwei, and then on the other side it was the Ralzelt Viren, but we switched it up to a Rolf behind Ralzelt's. And then we have the Love unit that is now supporting Turgis. And what Love does, if you guys haven't seen what she does or didn't watch my video for part 1, Love is going to be giving 20% attack for the leader. And then if it's a dark unit, 80% skill damage to the unit. And if it's a light unit, you're going to get 40% attack to the unit. And then she increases all of the light party members' attack when she uses her skill. And then if it's a dark unit, it's going to increase their skill damage. But we just want the up attack for light, which is why I have her under Turgis. It's going to be Turgis getting that additional skill gauge at the beginning. It's going to allow that increase to happen sooner than later. And if you do have the Multet and you want to try to like maximize that pierce damage, you can actually flip the Rolf over to where Love is, and you can move Love over to where Rolf is, and then put the Multet on Turgis, and you can do kind of like this pierce attack boost thing. But this team is a freaking blast. On auto, on manual, I'm starting to hit like plus 20 million power flips with this team, and it's fun. There are a lot of people that I've seen that are using the bug or the glitch for this Mother Godly event. It's where the team is getting stuck at the bottom near the power flippers, and the power flip Deadeye shots from Beretta are getting shot like off the map, and it's like hitting from the top, if I'm not mistaken. It's just like duplicating the power flip damage. I didn't have a Wagner. A lot of those comps I saw had a Wagner for the bug, and I can't pull Wagner, so I didn't even think twice about it. I didn't even try to attempt to do the bug. I saw I didn't have Wagner, and I was like, oh well. So I went with this team. No bugs or glitches here, just this regular build. And you can also use Kira. I've used Kira. I tried Kira out. You can use Kira. You can throw the Maltet here. You can use the Viren in the back row. You can use Rolf back here. As long as you have some form of healing, like I have Ralzelt. You don't need to use Ralzelt either. You can use the 4-star Gerard. He's a light 4-star. You can tank. You can use Cecilia to tank for light. You have Karina here who's healing. There's just so many ways you can do it, and you can even go in with the slight skill damage Elia team here that people are going to be using for that Archdemon EX that's coming pretty soon. This team works fine in it too. You have just a way of healing, you have a way of absorbing damage so your team doesn't get blown up. As long as you're just like staying alive, you're gonna clear through this. All these teams that I've seen just go in and get obliterated. They're either off element and they don't have healers. They're just trying to do nuke damage, and it's just, that's it. They're gone. Or they're missing a tanking aspect. They're missing a healing aspect. If you are playing like a riskier build, you can like go in and just really try to maximize your damage, I guess, without any kind of healers or supports, but you have to know that your teammates are going to output that same kind of damage. Otherwise, it's going to get kind of crazy. Like the HP is going to start going all over the place if you have no way of like recurring HP. But if you're playing with friends and you know that you guys all have this crazy output damage team, then I guess it's totally fine. But this is that main comp that I stuck with. I want to show you guys a run, show you guys exactly what this team looks like as you're playing it. So here we have the Mother Love Godly run up here. We're gonna hop on in with these two teammates and just go in. You can also, oh, I totally forgot, you can also run an Eclair light power flip team that's flying around the Discord everywhere. If you go to the light channel, you'll see that team pinned everywhere. The Eclair, Viren, just Maltet do big power flip damage with Beretta. It's very straightforward. This team, you have the Turgis and the Love are gonna go first. This is going to apply the attack up for everybody. It is taking away the float that Shiwei's providing with the combo there, but as you can see, the combo just went to like 123 if I'm not mistaken with that Turgis ult, and it's nice because this gives you an initial burst of damage, and then when the Rolf and the Ralzelt go and the Beretta and the Hopper go, the damage all starts stacking. You'll start to see that we get bigger and bigger power flips, especially while the Pierce is up. It's very nice. You get that level 3 power flip off Beretta's cannon, and it will slowly just progressively start getting higher and higher, especially when the chains start happening and when the boss gets put in that down broken status. You'll pop the Turgis ulti will usually pop right around the same time as everybody else with Love, and then you'll go through and we're going to hit a 23.4 million power flip. And then just the follow-up 4.3 million. It's fun to play on manual too. Like I'm on auto right now. I'm just talking to you guys while it's going. But if you guys play this on manual, you can actually time the skills a lot nicer, obviously, and you can get in the power flips exactly when you want to. Can save it for that really big burst moment. But as long as you have a way of just tanking or healing, you don't need a Ralzelt, you don't need a Cecilia or anything like that. If you have a healer and your units are strong enough to kind of withstand hits and wait for that heal to come up, this is a pretty smooth boss fight from my experience so far. I mean, I'm taking in a rather expensive team here in terms of like 5-star units, but you don't need to do this. I went in with the Elia skill damage team with the Shisuzu and the Albert, and it was a totally fine fight. Like we went in. I didn't do as much damage as I'm doing with this Turgis build, but I didn't die. I didn't get obliterated. I wasn't struggling to like keep my team alive, and you can just farm out these currencies, get the 24/7 weapon drop. It's a very smooth event. It's nice. And with Love as that free-to-play character now, that is such a good support. She is such a good unison unit. I want to do so many like kind of like light dark LD teams and see what I can put together. I want to do coffin teams. I want to do dark skill damage teams for absolutely no reason. It'd just be a lot of fun building. And the runs with this Turgis team, it really depends on who your teammates are that you're getting. So here, see, I did 85 million with this run. Had some runs that are in the early minutes, and that's when everybody's doing kind of like equal damage, and then I've had other runs that average in the 2 minutes. Sometimes they're a little longer, sometimes they're a little shorter. It all depends on who you're going in with and what they're doing. So yeah, this was a higher on the 3-minute run because there is somebody using Fever, and Fever in this is weird. Fever in co-op is just weird. If you guys don't know how Fever works, you have a lower hit count to reach Fever when you're in solo play versus when you're in multiplayer co-op. You have a higher threshold of hitting that fever gauge. What happens is you can enter in fever. If you have things pushing up your gauge with your skills, you'll have your fever gauge get pushed up and you'll enter in fever with your co-op mates, but then you'll be in it longer than they will based on how much you're increasing your own gauge because they didn't have time to build theirs up. So there is a lot of stuff going on with fever, which makes it a little tricky to bring into co-op. That's why not a lot of people do it. And what's funny about this boss is the boss is so big, like on the screen, it takes up so much of just the screen. You can like go in and just obliterate it with different skills that are normally trickier to hit because it's just such a big hitbox. You can go in with some kind of fun little crazy teams. So this has been a look at what I'm currently running in this part 2 of the Neon Skyline. I hope your guys' event runs are going well. We've got a lot of stuff coming up, especially we've got on the 23rd, according to the data mine. I don't know if that has been confirmed or shifted, but to my knowledge on the 23rd, the Archdemon Godly EX difficulty should be launching then. And then on the 28th, we are getting the Light D-Dragon, or I think it's called in global, it should be the Light Crest Serpent. That's what we will be getting as well. So there's a lot of kind of stuff and teams to build up here for these events, and I'm going to be going over teams when those events draw closer. And I say closer, it's in like 3 days for the RGX, so I will definitely have my coverage up of those events and the teams and everything that's going on with that. We are getting the Carla Remnus banner on the 28th according to the data mine as well, and they moved up the weapons armament banner. You're getting a weapons full ticket in this box D of the Gotcha event for the Neon Skyline, so if you're thinking of pulling now, we are getting a new one. I think January 1st is the tentative date, or that is the data mine date, but we are getting one of those as well. So want to hold on to the ticket, try to pull the new stuff coming out. It'll be here in pretty much 2 weeks, so that's something to think about. I want to thank you guys again for just stopping by, watching these videos, hanging out with me. As I said in the beginning, your support has been absolutely insane. It's just awesome to make these videos for you guys and to have you come and watch them. It means the world to me. So hit that sub button if you're enjoying this World Flipper content. Looking forward to more and future World Flipper content to come down the road. Remember guys, if you hit that thumbs up, help bring my rates up. Peace guys.